I've got to say, it has hit me pretty hard this morning. It's not a Sunday morning and it's not a Wednesday evening. It is Thursday morning. It's not a day that we normally gather together as the Lord's church. It's a day in which should be just a normal, any other day where people go to work and we live our lives. But instead, we're all in our homes. We're all separated and told to be at least 6 feet apart from one another and to not gather with more than 3 or 5 or 10 people in a room. It has truly been a struggle, and today it hit me hard. I have truly missed being together with the saints, to hear each other sing praises to God, to be admonished and encouraged by those songs of worship and praise and admonition. And I've missed Bible classes where you get to hear insight from other people that are thinking and struggling with the text with you. And I've missed the opportunity to shake someone's hand, to give them a hug. I've missed the opportunity to really be with everyone in the Lord's body, singing and glorifying Him together. And I'm reminded of the fact that the Jews struggled with something similar, but much more severe than what we are experiencing today. We hope for this to be over within the next few weeks. But for the Jews, when they went off into Assyrian captivity, or when the southern kingdom went off into Babylonian captivity, and they had 70 years in Babylon, where they could not go to the temple and they could not worship their God in the same way that they did before. In fact, in Psalm 84, the sons of Korah have this message as they're looking forward and longing to worship God. In verses 1 and 2 it says, "How lovely are your dwelling places, O Lord of hosts! My soul longed and even yearned for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh sing to the joy of the living God." But then skip down to verse 10, where they say, "For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 outside. I would rather stand at the threshold of the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness." They were in captivity and they understood how difficult it was to truly worship God in the same way that they once did. And it created a yearning, a longing to do that. What is this doing for you? Is it creating that same feeling, that same understanding that you want to gather with God's people? You want and desire to come together and to worship and praise your Lord in the way that you had the freedom to do before. And now it isn't that way. I hope that as we have gone through this process, it has reminded us to not take the blessings that we had before for granted. And that when we do get them back, to grab hold of them and be thankful and come before the Lord your God with hearts of gratitude, with hearts of praise, and to see your brothers and sisters, to see their faces, to hug them, to encourage them, to love them the way that God has instructed us to. I hope that this has been an encouraging message for you, not one that is discouraging. I know there's a little bit of discouragement within it, but I hope that it drives you to have that desire, that heart that longs for the living God, that longs to praise Him, to worship Him, and to not worship Him alone, but to worship Him with all the saints.